T-Man 978 Shill Review.
Hello everyone, T-Man 978. This is my first Hot Toys review. I've been wanting a Falcon figure. One of the first figures or Hot Toys figures I saw in person was Falcon from, I believe, the Winter Soldier. And yeah, I've been wanting one. And it pained me to leave out of that comic book store and not come out there with a Hot Toys figure. But as you can see, this is a super high resolution image on this box right here. I can see the hair grease he uses. There's that right there. Hot Toys logo. This is all like textured mostly, except his actual face. Everything else, or the stone looking part, is textured. Got that. Got all these credits and junk on the back. I'm pretty sure you can look this up on their website. This at the top. This at the bottom. And yeah, let's get them out of here. Inside the slipcover, it comes packaged like a Marvel Legends or something. Or an SH Figuarts, where you can see the hand accessories, the main figure, two of his accessories, some stuff down there, and if the lighting was better, you'd be able to see the wings. There's pretty much nothing on the outer packaging. Here he is, fully armed. He got on his shield and his wings and his boots, yeah. But in all seriousness, this is Captain America out of the packaging. I know I only acknowledged him as Falcon at the beginning of this video, but you read the title. After putting him together and messing with him, I didn't feel like taking all this stuff off, so here he is. I'll do it later because I'm pretty sure somebody's going to want to see that. But of course he comes with his wings, his shields. He has two pairs of gripping hands, one for both sides. The fingernails are brown, as you can see. And here's what this is looking like, and the texture on that. He has these two open grasp hands right there. In the package, he has this like open grip hand. You see that little notch, so you know he can probably hold the shield with that. But this is his just neutral set of hands. And luckily, or I should say of course, but you never know, some companies don't do this, he does come with a pair of fists. These back covers or jetpack covers, I'll show them off later. Two wrist pegs. If you break one, you get this little piece that I didn't even notice at first. I had to watch somebody else's video, but this helps hold the shield to his back. You get this display base stand. This right here is textured. That's not, it's flat. That's textured, and this is weighted heavy. You get the strong center pole right there that it's not bending unless you want it to bend. And you get, of course, this little connector with this guy on there, Red Wing. He's made out of a very thin plastic. Let me pull him off. This peg actually goes up and down so you can position it. Both of these technically are bendy wire, but the bigger one is more stiff, and you have the arm to actually hold Captain America. But here's Red Wing right there. Thruster detail. You got the little turbine under there. That's where the peg goes. When you pull it off, it doesn't even look like a peg goes in there. There's the little gun. And yeah, I would say make sure you have this in a safe spot. Always put it back in the package or put it on a stand, because it does not feel like the most sturdy plastic. If you sit on this, it's gone. It's broke. Outside of all that, you do get the instruction manual, which gives you a rundown on how to put things together and how far you can move the articulation and whatnot. I'll let you read that yourself. All right, here's Sam without the wings. He looks great, and that's basically why you're getting this. Like if you want a miniature, like almost mannequin of a realistic actor that portrayed a certain character, here you go. That's the main reason to get these. Like this suit, seeing it like in hand and up close and in person, you can see that it's like basically Captain America, the general idea of him, but mixed in with like a flight suit type situation. Like you see these strap details in between the legs. That's something you would see on a flight suit. And you have these. I'm guessing there it is. There's a detail. Let me focus on that. He has thrusters on the back of these boots to help him with his flight. It's not just the wings by itself, but I'm guessing this would probably this suit, spoiler for a show that's probably going on 3 years old at this point. This suit is made out of Wakandan technology. They took what he already had for his Falcon suit and they upgraded it themselves. So I'm pretty sure there's probably armor in there. I wouldn't be shocked if the whole thing might be vibranium. And it might be some Stark tech in there because I'm pretty sure they collabed with them at some point. But yeah, I'm just speculating at this point. But let me make sure you see the shoes up close before I do, or just everything period up close before I go to the face. Everything's nicely textured and detailed, and that's what you're paying for with these. The individual outfit, the figure on the inside, it feels hollow. It almost just feels like you're holding a doll with a really detailed suit. It does have some weight to it, but not as much weight as something like a TB Lee. Those feel like you're holding a real little person. Here's his face up close. You can see the realistic looking eyes behind the goggles. The hair detail. The ears. I like seeing the behind the scenes. This part of his mask isn't like glued to his face. So they had to, in post-production, they had to like straighten that up to make it always stay on his face like you would see in a comic. But got all that detail and whatnot. And yeah, but let's get into the articulation. The head is on a dumbbell joint. So yeah, that like that. If you bend it too much, it may come off. And while we're here, I'm going to show off the neck. The neck almost feels like it's on a ratchet. Like it bends and it stays in place. That feels really great. You can rotate. Well, let's put the head back on. But you can look down that much. Let's see. Up that much. You can tilt to the side and whatnot. And of course, rotate and rotate, tilt. With this expression, it's only going to be natural looking with certain poses. They typically do deadpan faces, and they don't offer another face for as much as these things cost. That's one gripe I have with Hot Toys. The arms in the booklet, they tell you that they can go out that far. I'm pushing it, and I'm able to get it this far comfortably without it looking like it's gonna tear. It says that you can get it 90 degrees basically forward, which you can, and these elbows are double jointed. It takes a little bit of effort to bend that second joint, but they are double jointed, and there is a bicep swivel up in there. You do have universal wrist, the universal ball joint works well. Like you can get his hand very high and low and rotate in whatever direction you want. Upper torso, I believe it does rotate in there, and you can, let me just move both it bends here and up there. Move both of them at once. It can go back, can come forward a lot, to be honest. Considering this material right here is armored and stiff feeling, but you can still tilt and rotate. This belt is a floating piece, so you may have to adjust that while you're moving it around. From what I can tell, this upper jacket and the pants are two separate pieces, but in the back, it's stitched together in the back, but not so much in the front. As you can see, that's moving away. The legs go out that far. There is padding back here and padding on the side of the legs. So it was weird when I was picking this up. I was like, wow, his butt is squishy. But you can kick. They tell you in the manual that he can kick that much, which isn't that far. That's one of the things that disappoints me. I like the realistic material and whatnot, but it bunches and definitely gets in the way. I mean, if you add the ab crunch, you can make it look 90 degrees. But remember I would suggest just putting all this stuff in neutral after you get your picture out of it. There is somewhat thigh rotation in there, but you ain't getting much. You do get over 90 degrees of bend in the knee because it's double jointed. These are free floating and move. And this piece right here over the foot, I don't know what that's connected to. It might just be like a thin piece of plastic, but it does move out the way. The ankle comes up, the ankle goes back. I just noticed that this works the same way. And you can get some ankle pivot out of that. And the foot does rotate. And there are like ratchets in the knee. So it's not loosey-goosey. You probably won't have to worry about that ever getting loose. And it's so padded up here, you probably won't have to worry about that getting loose. But the ankles, admittedly, are not as tight as everything else. I believe they're just on a ball joint, so I'd suggest moving these down once you get him in the position that you want, or just put him on the stand and cut the middleman. The shield is detailed and updated. It has the little dots that they put in later, I believe, for end game and whatnot, because it didn't have all that, and it didn't have this design in there. And here we got the bigger strap and the smaller strap, and I haven't tried this yet, but it detaches so that you can put it on his back. I was right about the groove in the hand. He can hold that, but he's not going to be like able to hold it for like a throwing pose. It's not a tight grip at all. You can grip onto it with this hand right there though, but only at that angle, as you can see. So that you can see this, the straps go in like buckle like. You can push that in and pull these off, both top and bottom. But I'm honestly going to try to put this on without going through all that. Let's see if I'm successful. I'm taking this little hook piece and it grooves up in here like a little slot right there. And then we could honestly just do that, to be seriously honest. In my experience, get whatever piece of fingernail you got up in there, push to one side, and you should just be able to slide it off. I did the bigger strap that looks like this with the pull through. This is opening wider than when I took this off. But let's see, because I wasn't able to get this hook, get it onto the hook still. But let's see, because these buckles get in the way. So it's still almost ain't even worth it to me. Let me pull this off and put it on here first. I couldn't do this earlier, so I don't know how much success I'm gonna have right now. I'm pushing it at the base, or where the actual hook is. And I'm only doing this because people try to come to my channel for instructional stuff. But it's in there, it's closer to his back. It is not securely on there. But I only took that off so I can show what it looks like very close to the back. And yeah, since it's not secure, yeah, I would say work on it yourself and see what you can do. All right, getting these wings on, there's a slight groove right there that you can get your fingernail up under and pull this off on both sides. Ah, Lord. And from there, you can grab this and pull that off. That's what you're working with right here. Now we have this gray pack right here with that detail right there with ball joints and corresponding holes in his back. You can push that in. It clips in on both sides. Getting it off, I would suggest kind of like pushing your thumb like right here and pushing in till it like clicks right there on both sides. Like try not to grip on the arms, and then it should just pull straight out. There's like even a hole down there for you to have a gripping point. But I just wanted to show that. After I put this on, it's probably never coming off. And now we have that on. We can take this cover and put that back over there. Then you grab the wings, which has these transparent sockets right there. They can only go on one side. I mean, I guess you could put it on upside down, but don't do that. Put it on like this. Just plop it on. And it's like super secure once you get it on. But here he is with his wingspan right there, which is very long. Let's lower the lights. But range of motion on the ball joint, you can swerve in like until you hit the shoulder. You can come out until we hit that. You can go all the way up. Basically like this. And we can come down until it's like overlapping. I do believe it did overlap in the movie or in on the shows like that. And outside of that, these wings have a ton of articulation. There's a joint here that can go back that far. They can come in far. All of these joints are unpainted, even this big huge one that's highly visible from the back and the front. That is a Hasbro decision right there. But that joint in particular can come in the most, and it can go out the most. And then you have one down here that can go out a bit and come in. But each one of these wings can like move individually on its own hinge. And this one right here is on a ball joint, so you can adjust that to come inward if you wanted to. You can like move or rotate to get out the way. But all the rest of them are on hinges that go out and in. And well, these do that. These are the ones that come in, while these go basically up and down. But they are all separate. He was often using the wings as shields. So, yeah, shielding his head and face because that's his look. Don't blame the Wakanda people. It was his look to have his head and face out and not be fully armored. But that is a lot right there. Yeah, it can actually even bend in even more and almost like wrap around himself. Well, that's honestly really, really cool right there. Instead of murdering yourself, I used the strap. The wings come out further, so I believe you have no choice anyway. You can just have it like this on the back, which he did do in the show, which was cool. You know what? When I was showing the articulation, I didn't show that it does have a ratcheted like butterfly joint. I don't have many different 1/6 scale figures, but here are my 3/0 Power Rangers, 2 of them, the male scale and the female scale. So there's that, slightly shorter than him. And here are my TB League Goddesses, Sideshow Collectibles, Wonder Woman, and Athena. She's just straight up TB League Athena. I got her off BBTS. I believe that's the cheapest place you can get her. Oof. Don't leave the arms bent, apparently. I hope Athena doesn't look like that. This one is barely bent. Just a side note, I wouldn't even recommend this. Besides the ugly face, the outfit is trash, and my Athena's arms aren't like that. Here he is on the display stand, which is capable of holding his weight, and he is capable of looking up a considerable amount. So yeah, he is cool. If you feel like working with him, you can get him into cooler poses and whatnot. But let's get into my final thoughts. This thing is expensive due to the wing pack. The wing pack is like very involved, so that made him like $100 more than your typical Hot Toys figure, which is already expensive. Like base levels, I think they are $240 before tax. So add like another friggin' 100 to that because of the wing pack. For me, in my opinion, you have to really like what this looks like and really want a 12-inch Captain America, Sam Wilson, Anthony Mackie figure to get this. But as far as me liking, I like posability. If you watched any of my other action figure reviews, this thing is completely 100% lackluster because of the outfit. Now, if it didn't have this outfit on, the body underneath should be fully capable of crazy poses, and like he should be like a gymnastic type action figure under that body, underneath the armor and whatnot. But as it stands, it's super restrictive, which takes away from the experience from me, like wholly, completely. Now, as far as what I'm getting, everything looks immaculate. I knew what accessories it came with. All that stuff is cool. It looks good. The one complaint that I have as far as him aesthetically is these unpainted gray hinges. That they're kind of ugly to me. There are alternatives for putting on the shield on his back, but as you saw, these things get in the way. I don't even know how you can get around that if you want it closer. It was hard to put the hook in and then shove it onto the backpack, but yeah. But overall, he looks nice. The articulation, just for me, is the downer part for me. If I would have bought this in like 2002 or whatever, this would be the ultimate anything that I've ever owned, and I would have messed with it so much that his seat would be filthy and ripped up. But since 2002, I have experienced so many awesome posable action figures that I have to admit it makes this frustrating. But if you know that going in, you shouldn't be able to complain about it. All I had to go on before purchasing this is the pictures online, which kind of looks stiff, but then you kind of have your hopes up a little bit. But yeah, it still looks good. I'm happy to own it. It's gonna be in my collection because I've been wanting a Hot Toys figure, and I've been wanting one of Sam Wilson forever. So there we go with that. Any old who I bought this from Sideshow Collectibles directly. If they're available, you can get them. He is expensive. And I'm pretty sure local comic shops or other official Sideshow Collectible stores are probably carrying this guy, and you can just go get them in person. One of my go-to stores for stuff like this is All Time Toys. That's local here in Maryland, up there in Sykesville. But anyhow, I said what I said about him. He's cool looking mostly. I just have problems with the articulation. Everything else is good. The articulation being hindered by the outfit is my main problem with him. But anyhow, thank you for watching this. Until next time, T-Man978 out here. America, America. Down the bottom, there's like a little gripping point where you can grab. How the fuck did I get this off? Click the videos. Click the fucking videos, baby. Click the videos. You should really click